Hello, FCS 2250 Computer Applications. Well, we made it. We are in Excel Section 3, our project exam. All right, let's get her done. What do you say? So we're going to go ahead and get full screened in here. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, as you know, I'm going to say, hey, tell your friends. Tell them to take Mr. Lang's FCS 2250 Computer Applications class. I really appreciate it. Let's get an A in here together. Let's do it. So we're going to begin. You guys, are going to start with clicking in cell E5. E5. All right. We're going to average up Jennifer's test scores. All right. So what we need to do is we need to come over, and I bet you it's blocked there. And there it is right there. I'm going to close this answer key. All right. I'm going to make sure I click back in here. I am in E5. Auto sum, what we need to do is we need to average. When we click average, it looks for numbers, and it looked for numbers to the left. And so you can see the range, B5 through D5, that matches. I just need to press my enter key, or I can click enter here as well. 87%. Well done, Jennifer. Okay, let's move to our next one. Hey, we're off and running now. Don't go anywhere. 2 of 4. Ooh, an if function. We need to see if we pass. So it's kind of doing what's called a logical test. If this, then that. So we're going to click in cell F5 again, pass, fail. And we're going to type equal sign with all capital letters IF, open parentheses, shift 9 on my keyboard. And we're going to look at cell E5. So capital E5, you can see it's looking here. It's looking at our average. If that is greater than 59%, don't forget your percent sign there, comma. So if that's true, if it's greater than 59%, which this is not. If it's greater than, then the comma is, this is what we do if it's true. And you can see here in our logical test, what is the value of true? And we're going to do what's called a string in programming with quotes around it. And we're going to type in pass with another end quote. So that's what it will actually type in there. I'm going to do a comma right here to separate. Now in the logical test, what is the value of false? So with that same string message, if you will, with quotes around it, fail, in quotes, in parentheses, all right, and there's our logical test. I'm going to press my enter key, and in this case, Jennifer did pass, all right. So you can see that Harold, though, sorry, Harold, did not pass because he did not pass the logical test. His E6 was not greater than 59%. It was less than 59%. So we don't come to the pass, we come to the fail. All right, very cool. Let's go ahead and hit our save key. We'll close this here and we'll move right along. Enter the max function in cell B15 that finds the highest test average for the range. So this is important here. That right there is important for that range. So here it is. I'm in the highest test average. I'm going to my editing group. Auto sum. No, I want to find the max there. All right, but then it looks for numbers, and it's, hey, it goes right above it, right? But that's not what we want. We want E5 through E13. So we got with the white plus drag through here. We want to know what the maximum average is of those three tests. And I'll press my enter key, 89%. And we'll go ahead and hit our save key. And we're saved, and we'll move right along. And I bet you we're going to do that with the minimum too. And yes, we are. And so we're right there in cell B16. We'll go back to the auto sum instead of using the maximum. What is the minimum of our averages? And so we want to select that range again using the white plus. And I'll press my enter key on the keyboard, 31%. We got some work to do. All right, I'll hit my save key there, and we're moving right along. 5. Enter a formula in cell I5. So I'm going to go to I5. Oh, we got to figure out some taxes. All right. That calculates the amount of taxes due using the named range gross income and the absolute cell reference of the percentage in cell H15. So we're always going to be coming down to this tax percentage for all of our users. And as you remember in a previous assignment, this range, they have already called it gross income, and it's got the ellipsis there because it can't all fit in there. Maybe we can move this out a little bit. There it is, gross income. So we're going to use that range. So let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to turn on my answer key just to make sure I do this right. So I5, we're going to type in equals gross income, and as I start typing gross income, because we named it up there, it appears here. I'm just going to click right there, and it Well, double click. There we go. Gross income, and it gets that range right there. And now we're going to do multiply, Shift 8 on my keyboard, using our absolute reference now. So that's the dollar signs around H $15. All right, so that will always reference that cell right there. I'll go ahead and press my enter key, and we have all of those ranges always coming down to the sales tax rate. So if I click in here, 68,000, our tax rate 6,800. All right, so if we look at this, it's always coming down to this area right here to find that absolute reference for that. Great work, everyone. We'll hit save there, close that there, and we'll choose next. In cell H2, so we're going to go down to H2 right here. Let me scroll up because H1 is not visible. We need to see that nice title. H2, we have it in our name box there as well. All right, we got to use today's date. So I think that's just an equal today's date. Let's see here. Oh, today. There we go. So H2 is active. We're going to do an equal sign, all capital letters. I'm going to hit my shift key or my caps lock key today, open close parentheses. So that was a shift 9, shift 0 on my keyboard. And I'll go ahead and press my enter key. And today's date is the 17th day of February in the great year of 2026. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's go ahead and close that. And we're moving right along. We are going to move the chart to a new sheet in the workbook. Use the default name for the sheet tab. So we'll click in our chart. All right, and now we're going to click the chart design tab. Because we activated our chart, if I didn't have my chart activated, it's gone. I have a lot of students wondering, where is that move or that chart design tab? With the chart selected, chart design, move chart to a new sheet. Normally I would change the name to this, but they don't want us to. I'll click OK. It's now putting that chart on its own sheet. The data's still here. Beautiful. But the chart one is on its own sheet. Awesome. I'll hit my save key there. And we'll close the answer key and we'll go to next. Hey, we're halfway done. Don't go anywhere. Apply the Style 3 chart style. Let's do it. Click in the Chart 3 thumbnail in the Chart Styles gallery. So we need to be in the chart design here first. And there we go. And hover, Style 1, Style 2, and last but not least, it's freaking out on me, Style 3. That's the one we need right there. Beautiful. And I'll hit my save key and I'll close this. Nice looking chart style there. Again, you can play around with colors. There's so many things you can do. All right, we need to go ahead and type research department in the chart title placeholder. Chart title placeholder. Now that I have it active, I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3. And it selects it all, and we'll type in research, spacebar department. There we are. I'll click off it to see my beautiful chart title, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have spelled that right. Looks like I have. I would then go ahead and change this probably to research department chart or something like that. I don't know, but that's for another episode. We'll go next. And what are we going to do here? We're going to, with the chart selected, chart is selected again. I don't have just a bar or anything. I have the whole chart selected, and that's it. Click the chart elements option box. All right, chart elements option box in the current selection group. Current selection. Hold on a second. With the chart selected, click the chart format tab. There we go, format. Now we're getting somewhere. In the chart elements option box arrow in the current selection group. Current selection. The chart area, this drop down right here. It says click chart elements, but we're going to click on the chart area, and we just want number 1 here, I believe, because that's all we want. We just want to change our test 1, the blues, to a different blue. So we've got that selected. All right, now we're going to click the More button to the right side of the Shape Style group. Here's our More option right there. And now we need blue accent, or Intense Effect blue accent 5. I think it's somewhere around here. I got it. Intense Effect blue accent 5. That one right there, we'll click it. It will then change these here to that beautiful blue color. We'll go ahead and hit our save key. We'll go ahead and close our answer key, and we'll keep moving right on. All right, so now what we need to do is, hey, we got to be careful on this one, all right? Stick with me. Click the Insert tab. We'll go to Insert. Now in the Insert tab, it says click the Illustrations button. There's no illustrations. What they mean by is go to the illustration group there. Click the Shapes button. And down in the block arrows, there is a arrow right and an arrow left. If I go to the directions, it tells me here, click the left arrow, block arrow section. The shape may be named arrow left, and it is arrow left. We want to select that one right there. Now I have my little plus there, and I'm going to drag out a little arrow right there. All right, doesn't have to be too big, too small. There it is right there. This is the important part. Watch this here. We need to move it down to Miss Parks, all right? So, and it just needs to touch it. So I don't want it to actually go on it. That's going to be important. I want it to literally, I mean, if I click off it, I'm going to control and I'm going to scroll into that. And I mean, it's just, let me go ahead and close my directions. It's not on it, it's just touching. That is going to be important for us. I'm going to hit my save key there. I'm going to bring back down my, I controlled and scroll up. You can also come down here and go and zoom in as well. I'm going to get back to 100%. I think that's going to be important for us. So let's go ahead and move on. And we're going to go ahead and display the sheet 1 in the page layout view. And we're going to type by Nick in the center footer box. So let's go. Click the sheet 1 tab. So we're going back to sheet 1 tab to our data. And now we're going to click the View tab. So we'll come to View and click the Page Layout button in the Workbook Views group. Workbook Views, Page Layout button. Now we'll be able to see our header and footer area. We're going to click in the Add Header placeholder. So we can click in any of these. We can be over here. We can be over here. It doesn't matter. All right, now we're going to click the Go to Footer button in the Navigation group in the Header and Footer Tools Design tab. Header and Footer Tools Design in the Header and Footer Elements. No, wait, in the Navigation pane, excuse me. Click the Go to Footer in the Navigation group. Important, go to Footer right there. Brings us down to the footer area. And now I'm going to type in by Nick. All right, and I'll go ahead and hit my save key there. And I'll close my answer key there. And we'll move on. A couple more to go. We're there. Change the page layout of sheet 1 to landscape orientation. We can do that. So we're going to click the File tab over here. And I bet you we're going to go to Print. We are. File to the Print option. In the Print option, click the down arrow pointing in the Orientation Gallery. So the Portrait Orientation Gallery, we're going to change this to Landscape. So it's a little wider than it is taller. All right. And we're done with that. I don't have a save key on this option, so I can hit save there, and that will save. All right. So we save that. We're probably going to go right back to that location. All right. And set the left and right margins sheet to 1.2 inches. And we are. So we're going to go back to that file area. All right. I probably shouldn't have hit the save key there. Probably should have stayed there. We're going to go back to print. All right. It probably would have saved that just fine. We're going to click the custom margins drop down arrow. So nominal margins, we're going to go to that. We're going to choose custom margins. All right. For our margins area. And now in the left and right, we need to increase it by 1.2. So we'll click it once and twice. And to the right side as well, once and twice. I'm going to close my answer key before I click OK. And you're going to watch this shift over for me. Click OK. And it shifts over nice and looks good right in the middle of that right there. Awesome. I would hit print if I wanted to print that. But we're going to go ahead and check our answers and see how we did. And as always, it's got to go through a few things. So you can insert your Jeopardy theme music right here. Or tell yourself a funny joke. I don't know. So here we are. Again, thank you guys for being my students, hanging out with me. Hey, great job, everybody. Hey, that arrow was a big one as well because I've done this before and I've actually put it on that bar, and I got marked wrong. So hey, great work, you guys. Appreciate you very much. As always, thank you for being my students. Be kind and don't forget about that referral. Have a great one, you guys.